What is a subdomain and how does DNS manage it? Imagine visiting a website and seeing a different section or service that feels separate but still part of the main site. That's often a subdomain at work. A subdomain is like a branch of a larger website, created to organize different parts or services. For example, if your main website is example.com, a subdomain could be blogexample.com or shopexample.com. These subdomains help keep things tidy and easy to find. The domain name system, or DNS, is like the Internet's phone book. It keeps track of all the domain names and their corresponding IP addresses. When you type in a website address, DNS translates that into a number that computers understand. When it comes to subdomains, DNS uses special records to tell your browser where to find each part. There are different types of DNS records that manage subdomains. The most common are a records and CNAME records, and a record points a subdomain directly to an IP address. For example, shopexample.com might point to the IP address of the server hosting the online store. A CNAME record, on the other hand, acts like a nickname. It points a subdomain to another domain name, which then has its own IP address. This makes managing multiple subdomains easier because you only need to update one main record. When you create a subdomain, you add a DNS record to the main domain's DNS zone. This zone is like a folder that contains all the information about the domain and its subdomains. The DNS record specifies where requests to that subdomain should go. If someone enters blogexample.com, DNS looks up the record and directs the request to the right server. Sometimes, subdomains are managed separately. This is called delegation. It means the subdomain has its own DNS servers and records, separate from the main domain. This setup is useful if different teams or companies are hosting parts of the website. Using subdomains is a smart way to organize a website. You can have a subdomain for a store, a blog, or a support portal, all under one main domain. It helps visitors find what they need quickly and keeps everything neat. In summary, a subdomain is a prefix added to a main domain to create a new, organized web address. DNS manages these subdomains by storing records that tell the Internet where to find each one. Whether through a records or CNAME records, DNS makes sure each subdomain points to the right server, keeping the web running smoothly.